The harrowing adventure on Lake Superior. As we stood on the island, shivering and exhausted, we knew that our decision to kayak across Lake Superior had been a grave mistake. The whole ordeal had taken over 5 hours, and we had barely made it out alive. The adrenaline rush that had fueled our adventure had worn off, replaced by a creeping sense of hypothermia. We were shaking uncontrollably, our words slurred and nonsensical as we tried to communicate with each other. Without hesitation, we stripped naked, right there in the open, and wrapped ourselves in blankets. We managed to start a small fire, and our numb fingers fumbled for food and water. The boxed wine was a welcome respite from the cold, and we drank greedily, trying to warm our chilled bones. As we huddled together, we recounted the events of the day, and the reality of our situation began to sink in. We had fucked with Mother Nature, and she had almost won. The realization hit us like a ton of bricks. We had underestimated the power of Lake Superior, and it had come close to claiming us as its own. The experience left us shaken, and we knew that we would never take our safety for granted again. As we spent the rest of the night planning our escape from the island, our minds were still reeling from the trauma we had endured. We both had kayak PTSD, and the thought of making the trip back across the lake was daunting. But we knew we had to get off the island, and so we portaged the kayak and our gear to a broken-down dock on the opposite side of the island. The shorter return trip was a welcome relief, but the memory of the day's events would stay with us for a long time. When we finally reached the car on the mainland, I broke down in tears. The emotional release was cathartic, and I let out all the fear and anxiety that had built up inside me. For days after, I would sit still, and the waves of Lake Superior would seem to toss me around, even though I was safely on dry land. The feeling of hopelessness and powerlessness against the forces of nature lingered, a stark reminder of the dangers we had faced. A lesson learned. That experience taught us a valuable lesson: one does not mess with the big lake they call Gitche Gumee. We had underestimated the power of Lake Superior, and it had almost cost us our lives. From that day on, we vowed to respect the natural world and its fury. We celebrated our next anniversary at a nice hotel, far from the dangers of the lake. And as for kayaking, we decided that it was a hobby we would no longer pursue together. The memories of that day were too fresh, too raw, and we didn't want to tempt fate again. Subscribe to Mr. Nightmare 2.0 for more thrilling stories. If you enjoyed this heart-pounding tale, be sure to subscribe to our channel, Mr. Nightmare 2.0, for more stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. We'll explore the world of adventure, danger, and survival, and share our experiences with you. Join us on this journey into the unknown, and discover the thrill that awaits. Subscribe now and get ready for more thrilling stories.